What's poppin', Birdie Nation?
What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome to Blue Collar Birdies. We're the podcast here that comes to you, brings it at you strong. Our struggles are definitely relatable, and the players are anything but pros. We're here to talk to you about all things golf from the perspective of everyday folks who just love the game, right? Whether you're out to shave a stroke or survive the sand trap, this is the place for you, for sure. My name's Field. Alongside me, of course, as always, is my co-host Coty over here. And today we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can ball on a budget.
That's right. Golf has this reputation of being a very crossing sport, as we all know. But we're here to, help you out, give you some insider tips, tricks, things to help you along the way.
But before we dive into today's episode, guys, we, of course, want to hear from you. You got a funny story, a tip about playing on a budget, share it with us on all of our social media outlets. I think now, Coty, we own just about everything. What you got? What's our
So
handles on
we're
some of these?
so we're on TikTok, Blue Collar Birdies Pod. We're
Yeah.
on X. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
Blue Collar Birdies. We're on Facebook as Blue Collar Birdies. YouTube, Blue Collar Birdies, but I think the tag for it's Blue Collar Birdies for you, if I believe that's right.
I think
Of
that's
course,
right.
all that should be linked in between all of those. So I mean, it's easy to hear us. We're on Spotify, just about anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're there.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So wherever you listen to us, however you listen to us, just please subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like what you hear, leave us a quick review. I mean, if you don't like what you hear, give us some advice on how we can make it better for you guys. It helps, not only helps you, it helps us, and helps other golfers like you find the show. Cody's having a brain fart.
And I am not with it today. I'm sorry, y'all. Working 12 hours. And this is why we want to start this podcast, really, uh, for the average person. Someone
Yeah,
like us.
yeah.
I work
And
12 hours a day. So
he's feeling it.
I'm feeling it. I'm rough.
So getting into the main bulk of it here, kind of what this episode is about, balling on a budget. How can you save money in probably one of the most expensive sports in the world? How can you do it? Well, golf doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. We're clear examples of that and ways to get around that. So, with all that, we're going to kind of break it down a little bit into different aspects of the game and how you can save on that. I think the biggest glaring one, Coty, if you think so as well, is probably its equipment. I mean, of course, you got to pay to go on the course, there's green fees and all this kind of stuff, but definitely, what I think one of the big obstacles that people see is equipment.
It is, and we brought it up, I think, in our, Welcome to Birdies podcast, where we kind of
Yeah,
told what our mission was and what we want to do. Golf clubs are very expensive, and it can be discouraging for some people, whether you're freshly into it or like us, somebody's been playing it for a while. I mean, you see
yeah,
these high price tags and they keep going up every year. But
yeah,
there's a lot of good outlets you can go for clubs to find those deals. I think one big thing is looking on the used market.
oh,
Uh,
absolutely,
Callaway
and
has their pre-owned store, which I think is excellent. They're all
mhm.
gradable from light new down to good, okay.
Yeah,
And
basically mint to a is
well, they don't use mint, but yeah, mint or yeah, it may
you know what
have
I'm
a
saying?
ding in it.
Maybe
Yeah, it may have a ding in it.
worse.
So,
Yeah, when I
Mark,
was looking around, you was talking about the Callaway pre-owned um, for our first time golfers, so somebody who's never golfed before, but they really want to get into it. Um, what should you do? Should you piece together a set? Should you go out and buy a box set? And really either one of those is fine. However you want to do it is fine. I think Coty, your first set was a box set. right? It
It
was
was
a
a
top
top
flight.
flight. Yeah, it's like a 2018, 2019 set. And it was,
Yeah, top flight.
look, I think it had 12, 13 clubs in it.
It's
It had
basically a whole
driver
set.
all the way down. It basically whole set and a carry bag, stand bag. I mean, for like $200, 250.
Yeah, yeah. I just looked on Dick's the other day. You can get a top flight set, basically like what you have, $250. So that's still a pretty good deal. I mean, because you're getting a bag and you're getting all the accessories with it. Like you put some bags I put some balls in your bag and you're ready to go. $250 out the door. Of course, there's like me being left-handed. At the time, when we got into it, it's a little bit harder to find, unless you wanted to wait a little bit and order it and have it shipped to you, which I did. And I got a Wilson set. I think it was between 250 and 300. It was somewhere around in there. But with all those sets, with all that, I think for your first time golfer, I think that's probably the easiest way to get into it. Now, of course, you can get on Marketplace and all these other places where they have sets that are set up already for you. But I think that's probably the easiest for the newest guy. What would you
No,
say?
I agree with you. Yeah. So, and with those box sets, like I said, I mean, you're getting everything. So, um, just understand what you're getting into. You know,
Hmm.
uh, I like to keep it real, as they say, about some things. Sometimes when you do for $250, you got to have a reasonable outlook on it. It's going to be decent quality, but it's not going to be the best. You
Yeah,
know,
right, right. And then
well,
I
when you're
think
first
that
starting out, so
yeah, you're learning the game of golf. You're learning um, your swing. Whether you get a coach or not, or you just go out there and do like what we did and watch a bunch of YouTube videos and just pray that it goes well. Um, it's all fun. That's what it's for. It's to have fun.
wow.
But then, Cody, what would you say? Probably as you go along, say you've been into it for a year or so, and now, you don't want to. There's not necessarily like another box set. There's like that next step. I think you start getting into like individual clubs.
Yeah.
And what individual club do you think, or individual clubs, would that kind of mid range player, been playing for a couple of years, what do you think they should turn to first?
Um, probably I'm gonna shock you because I'm a big driver guy, but realistically, golf is all about 150 yards in. So
Yeah.
if it was me, I would get a good iron set and I would buy some decent wedges because that would be my next thing.
Hmm.
Because of that, you want a player's iron. So to revert back to the box set real quick, if you're somebody that's had a box set, now you're a couple years in, those irons have a really big cavity on the back. Those are
Yeah.
like game improving irons. So if you're going to the next step, I think, you know, finding a good used set like we're talking about, because you're balling on budget, man. You don't want to. There's a lot of good used sets out there. A lot of people tell you the grooves will wear down and stuff. You don't pay no mind of that. Obviously look at them. But I think the next step is buying a decent set of irons and wedges. If you're that guy that's been in a year or two, anybody can hit driver just about. You know,
Yeah, especially like the wedges, man. You can get in a good set of wedges. I was looking, okay, like Kirkland, for instance. Now I'm a lefty. Unfortunately, I can't get Kirkland stuff, but you can get a Kirkland set. Three wedges. What 52, 56, and a 60-degree wedge for basically the price of one Vokey. So I mean, that's a good deal. You know.
it's a good deal. And if you're just, it's all about how you use the club. Obviously, with those Vokies, they are Vokies. I mean, it is what it is, but you can get the same amount of spin and stuff with a cheaper, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
wedge. So, I think you should just shop around for the best deal.
Well, that's like me. I mean, I'm gaming some Ram wedges out there,
And
and
let's be honest with people. Our wedges are cheap. I got a full top flight set of wedges.
putting them on the greens, man, all day long. And a lot of that comes down to your swing and your ball contact and all of that. The upper echelon equipment is really good, and you really see a big difference if you're like an upper echelon top player as well. I think it can help the guys like us as as you progress along. But is there a huge difference between me going out hitting this Kirkland versus hitting this Vokey? Probably not, because I'm going to shank both of them. Like both of them going into the woods. Like it doesn't matter. I'm going to
I'm the
chunk.
king. I'm the king of hitting piston missiles, man. Straight
That's right. That's
blade.
what we talked about before. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna go straight over the green either way.
Yeah. So
Just
I mean,
one.
at that point, it don't matter.
Yeah, one's just gonna cost you more money than the other one, right?
And one's $150 a wedge, and you can buy 3 wedges for $150. So
exactly. So I
and they're
mean,
gonna do the same thing.
yep. So Cody hit on, as far as the Callaway trade-ins, huge discounts on those. Also timing. Timing's a big thing. End of the season discounts. Like right
Yeah.
now,
I
you
snagged
can
one.
yeah.
Not to cut you off, I snagged one. I did recently buy a new driver, and we are at the end of the year, and they want to make shelf room for the new ones. I mean, it happens every year, and a lot of
Yep.
times, you can snag a good deal on irons or any of the putters, drivers, 3 woods. If you wait, they want to push that 2025 model. So, I mean, a lot of times you can get them $100 cheaper, 200. Really just depending. And then a lot of times, if they have any of the last 2 years, if they have any 2023 models, they go even cheaper. And I'm gonna tell you, from 2023 to 2025, there ain't much different.
No. Yeah, the technology is basically the same. Maybe the materials may be a little different here or there, but it's basically the same thing. Especially for our swings, it ain't making hella beans difference. It's basically the same stuff. But yeah, so yeah, look into those guys. Look into those end of season sales.
I know Dix does it. It's not real popular around us, unfortunately, here in West Tennessee. We do have a PGA store in Franklin now, I think. I think one come in, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Franklin. But anyway, they'll do the same thing. Kind of look for those deals. I think if you're somebody that doesn't want to buy a used club, this is where this comes in. You're not looking to buy a used club. This could be a really good way for you to snag a good deal if you don't like.
Yeah, and if you're going to spend the money, if you're going to have spend the money on the investment, I would 100% say go to those stores and swing the clubs. The Dick's, I keep talking about the PGA store. Dick's they have those golf stores. It's like Golf Galaxy stores. Edwin Watts, all these places, they all have simulators in the stores where you can go ahead and hit the clubs. Just see which one feels better to you. Which one makes you feel confident standing behind. I think that makes a big difference.
Right, and price doesn't play into that. So like we're saying, balling on a budget. It don't matter if the club's $650. If you don't feel confident behind it, you're not going to hit it well. If you feel confident behind another club that's cheaper, that's what you need to get.
Yeah,
I promise you, I'm using a Cobra driver because that's what I feel confident and it's pleasing to my eye, not because money wise.
Yeah. He slices them. He slices them into the woods either way. It don't matter.
Yeah, right, 400 yards, but 400 yards right.
Yeah, right there.
I can outdrive Bryson DeChambeau if it goes right. And speaking of that, not to interrupt, did you see he made his hole in one?
Oh yeah, dude. Let's get on into that current events thing. Yeah, finally got it on the 16th day, I believe. Man, what the audience captivity that he had, it was just crazy. And all he's doing is just going out there and making videos of doing what he does. I mean,
Yeah, I think I'm a huge Bryson DeChambeau fan. Really am. I like him. The greatest thing he ever done was do YouTube. It showed a side of him that people just didn't know yet.
Oh yeah, and he'll say that too, 100%. I mean, that's um,
He started this whole new trend. I seen a guy on TikTok the other day, a younger cat. He was hitting over the pro shop that he worked at, and he hit a rock and it bounced back and the ball went through the window. And then
yikes.
and then he hit his best friend with a golf ball too.
Yeah, yeah, that
Have you seen that video?
no, but that should the Shambo stuff should come with a disclaimer. Don't try this at home, folks. You know, unless you want to buy new windows, don't try this at home.
Or knock your best friend out. You don't want to
Yeah,
take your best friend to the hospital.
no. Let somebody else take him to the hospital.
Because I promise you, if I was doing it, there would be no windows left on the bottom floor. I would have never got it up over the house.
I don't know. I've seen you flop some, just up and down.
Straight up and straight down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went somewhere.
It went somewhere. It don't matter if it goes 100 yards up, as long as it goes somewhere.
That's true. That's true. So getting it back into it, how can we save you some more money? Courses. There's all kind of different affordable courses out there. The biggest ones, of course, being your municipal type courses that are owned by the cities and towns that they're in. 9-hole courses or executive courses, they call them. And then the time of day. I know Coty and I, there's a local course here.
A lot of
Was it after
special love.
like 2 o'clock?
Yeah, it's something like that. 2 or 3, you get a twilight hour. You get a discount.
Basically racing to the sundown, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to get as many done as you can. And then also there are some courses around us as well, and I'm sure across the nation that do this too, what they call winter greens or whatever. Once
It's
the
a
course
popular
gets
thing around here.
shape.
And I
Yeah,
think it's really depending on what region you are. So, if you're someone like us, we're in the South, West Tennessee area, it does get cold here, but we don't get like real hard freezes a lot of times here lately. If you're somebody up, if you live up north, I know they shut them courses down for the winter.
yeah,
So
several
if you're
months.
like,
You're not getting on them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
like Maine, Michigan, it's real popular. So I think that's region depending. Obviously, as the fall comes in, they may call them winter greens, but
yeah,
like for us, we can pretty much play golf all year long.
yeah. So
For the most
yeah, so
part.
as you get addicted to the sport, as we have, your best bet is just to move on south so you can play
Yeah,
Arizona if you can afford it.
Florida, go to Florida.
Florida. Um, and then the other thing is, okay, so that would be more for your up and comer. How can I navigate? How can I, um, try to ball on a budget? What can I do to get into this sport? And then the other thing is like the frequency. Okay, Cody, now I'm playing 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Maybe I'm old and retired and getting into the game. Do I need to look at a membership somewhere?
Well, I think
Or
there are some the benefits to that field. I think if you're somebody that is lucky enough to have the time, I think if you're golfing more than 3 days a week, you might, if you're somebody that's willing to pick one course, like me, myself, I like going different places. But if you are willing to say, okay, I like this course, this is where I want to play. If you're playing 3, 4 times a week, I would suggest maybe looking at becoming a member because a lot of times you'll get a better rate,
oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, absolutely. And then piggybacking onto that, if you look at some of these municipal courses in some of your bigger cities where um, they have several courses underneath one umbrella, then you become a membership to them, and then you kind of open yourself up to where, like you was talking about, where you'd want to play all these different
Uh,
types of courses versus having to just lock yourself down to one kind of
one
local
course.
or country club or whatever you want to call it.
And there's
Um,
nothing wrong with that if that's what you have around you. Some places don't have the opportunity to have multiple courses run by the same,
yeah,
the city or whatever. So I mean, all that's depending on area. But I
Yeah.
do, and I do another thing to that, we didn't touch on is walking the course. If you're someone that's fit and able, man, you can save a lot of money by just walking. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of money. But a lot of these courses around us, they may be $45 to ride a cart. It may be $20 to walk it. I mean, so it
Mhm.
is significantly cheaper. So if you're fit and able, and that's what you want to do, I would highly recommend that to save money. And
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
keeps you warm up too. Keeps the
Yeah.
body
That's a
moving.
great. That's a great point. And like you were saying, there's a lot of advantages if you're able to walk. There's a lot of advantages to playing the game, course management, all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure we'll get into in other topics. But that's a great thing to think about and consider for sure.
I,
Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
And there's apps out there now. I was talking
There's
to
18
Golf Now,
birdies,
18
golf now.
Birdies, Tee Off. There's a lot of different apps out there that offer
Twin
discounts.
U is another big one.
Hmm.
Uh, all these, they can give you yardages and stuff. Um, if you're somebody that doesn't like the rangefinder, you pay. Some of those are free. Some of them you have to pay a subscription for the premium version. You know, but they are useful. They are useful if you don't want to carry a rangefinder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
touching on rangefinders, that's a big thing in the golf world right now. These rangefinders are ridiculous. I mean, Bushnells are $300-400. I'm gonna be honest with the folks at home. I have a TikTok shop $30 rangefinder, and I'm gonna tell you, I've compared it to some of the other ones. It might be a half a yard difference. I mean, it does slope and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, for your average golfer, your average guy out there, and he knows, hey, I can hit this pigeon wedge 130, or I could hit it 100, somewhere in between. That whatever this
Yeah, whatever.
rangefinder tells me, you know, I can kind of give me a good guesstimate. You know, and I think my eyes ain't as good as they used to be. I'm not as good as some, judging the distance, to
Yeah,
the green to where I'm trying to hit to, and they really can come in handy.
I agree.
Um,
And I
and
just
then
don't. I just don't
even
see the need in overspending on it, right? Because it's not something that's going to drastically, in my opinion, change your golf game.
no,
So,
and a lot of
so that's
courses,
why I'm saying get the cheaper one.
yeah, yeah, and a lot of courses on your scorecards will have little things on the back with infos on them, and they'll have little markers go as you're going down the fairway, and there'll be different colors. Like if you come to a blue line, it's 150, or a red line 100, white line 50, and those kind of give you a little bit of,
Right.
just a little bit of, hey, this is kind of how far you've got.
You got
Uh,
to be careful with that. I don't want to name drop the course around us, but if anybody from back home, where we live in West Tennessee, they'll know. But the old goat track, man, the goat farm, you better not trust nothing out there.
yeah, yeah, trust your eyesight more than you trust anything you find on the ground.
I
That's for
mean,
sure.
they may tell you the hole's 170 yards, and you get up there and your rangefinder it's like 140. So
And for
just a
some
little
guys,
funny.
some
If
guys
you're
that's
from
still in
that,
the range. Some
yeah.
guys.
If you're from our area, I'm telling you, the people know. I can't tell you how many other people refer to the place, of course, same way. So if you're
Yeah,
from around,
yeah, absolutely. Other things that we had kind of discussed and talked about would be, DIY stuff. Um, you don't have to buy tee markers. Just go out there and throw a quarter down, or like an Happy Gilmore, a cracker or something. If you're
cracker,
playing with a bunch of
tea.
guys, yeah, and y'all all are fortunate enough to get it onto the green before you reach a snowman, which is eight shots. Then something like that could come into play. Um,
I've seen gold dollars being used, silver dollars. I mean,
yeah, all
a
kinds of
lot a lot
stuff.
of people make their own. I've seen people take little round pieces of copper and carve into them,
Hmm.
whatever. And that's cheap.
Yeah,
I think the
absolutely.
cheapest though is the tea. Marketing it with the tea because you got to buy teas anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're
And
not in
you're not really
somebody's,
tearing up the green either.
yeah, right. If you're not in somebody's like line of sight or anything like that, you know, um, I think that's really helpful. Another thing is, practicing DIY stuff for you to be able to practice. There's a lot of stuff you can go out there and buy in the practice realm. A lot of it's junk. A lot of it really doesn't help out a whole lot. But one of the biggest things that's helped me out is just, you know, if you got a rug or some carpet or something and just putting a glass at the end and just hitting putts, just hitting your swing, finding the center of your putter,
I
stuff like that.
recommend the hitting nets, but you know, get the ones that enclose. I'll tell you a little funny story. I set up this hitting net in the backyard. We have neighbors, and I like, man, this is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna figure out my swing. Man, I done shanked one. It went about three houses over, hit off the roof. The neighbor come out. I had explained the whole story. Like, look, I just shanked the golf ball. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. They're like,
They didn't
man,
know that they lived on a golf course, did they?
no, man. Just it was a straight toe ball. I don't know how I didn't take the window out or nothing. It was god awful.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That's oof.
Yeah.
I've played some courses. I played that 9 hole in Florida that time. It was like a 9 hole, par 3 course, and like the houses are literally like right. I mean, 20 yards from the greens. You're somebody's shanked some and hit those things, man.
At the goat track, that one people had to put that net up because they kept getting
Yeah,
their
yeah,
shed hit. I mean,
yep,
there's literally chunks missing out the side.
yeah.
So,
Just wow, dude.
tip of the day: here's balling on a budget. Don't live next to a golf course.
100%,
100%.
100%.
You get some jack legs like us out there toe balling balls, man. It ain't a good day.
I mean, I guess the only advantage would be that you probably wouldn't ever have to buy another ball. That's that's about the only advantage. You get plenty of pristine Pro V1s hit your way. You know.
So you see like all the time on Facebook and Twitter and all that, people live by the golf courses, they'll put up little basket with balls in there and they'll be like, just take one, whatever. That's everyday life for them. People just don't realize.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. What's something else? Something else. Club covers. Man, throw a sock over that son, go ahead and let it ride. But don't throw them over your irons. Don't do that. Don't be
The
that
iron
guy.
cover. Don't be that. Yeah,
Um,
don't be an iron cover guy.
don't be that guy. Let them
That
clank
they
before you
hit
go
the
back in.
they hit the dirt. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you put the
You
cover on it for?
you're gonna be okay.
And at that point, I don't know why you put a cover over your driver. I mean, I've knocked my driver in the ground several times. So,
Well,
I've seen you do it too. So,
my old driver had a big old dent in the bottom of it, about a yay big when I topped the ball so bad and put a dent in it.
man, my
Luckily,
old
luckily I haven't done it with this new one I got. Newer.
this is why balling on. I'm glad you brought that up. Balling on a budget. I've had that top flight driver. I skied a ball and I hit it at the very back, and I had this dent. I mean, it was. I mean, you would have thought someone stepped on the corner of it and just smashed it.
It made it more aerodynamic.
Made it, yeah, it made it fast, but
It probably didn't conform to USGA anymore, but
I mean, what does that even matter?
it is what
You
it is.
you play by the rules.
Hey, I'm out there taking Trump bumps every time I can, man. We're just scooting
Hey,
that ball along.
just give them gimmies. I'd
Let
like
me
to
tell you
play
something,
gimmies
bro.
with the driver.
Uh,
They say club length. You didn't say what club.
this is true.
This is true. So if they say club length, you just pull your driver out. Hey, but I got a birdie.
Birdie every day, son.
Birdie every day.
Birdie every day. What else? What else? Okay, in practicing, of course, you can do like we did and utilize all your free resources. Us being one, probably not for your game. Probably not. We're going to try, but more than likely, we're just here to entertain. Um, Here was a cool one: foot powder spray. You're the one that told me about that one, Cody.
So I think for somebody who's struggled some, really slicing the ball real bad,
Can't hit the center of the club.
man, I'll tell you, not even close, not even in this world. So like one of the things I seen diving one day in the YouTube golf, uh, I seen this guy say a little foot spray on there, not a whole lot,
Mhm.
just you just want a light dusting, and when you go out there, you can locate where the ball is hidden on the club face. And I think, they make them tapes and stuff, but then you get all that sticky stuff on there.
Yeah.
You can buy a foot powder spray. You can buy the Walmart brand for $4, $5. I'm sure it's not no more if it is.
Yeah.
And then you can you can use it 100 times, just a light dusting, and then you know where you're hitting, on your clubs. You can do it on all of them. I've never seen anybody do it on a putter, but you can literally spray it on all your clubs.
I mean, whatever works, man.
Whatever. I mean, if you need to know, if the people
And
want to know.
a lot of these jokers, man, already have some foot spray underneath the sink in the bathroom, man. Got a little athlete's foot going on. Just go ahead and pull that thing out, put it in your bag, take it with you.
Yeah.
Or,
Don't worry about your athlete's foot. Who cares
Cody,
about athlete's foot? You need to hit straight balls.
some of these jokers be stinking.
It's just
But
crusty and all.
but like what Cody was talking about earlier, his backyard adventures hitting in the net and stuff, that would be the perfect time to do that, because a lot of times, unfortunately, with the net, it'll look like, okay, I mean, I hit it straight into it, but you don't really know the spin and stuff like that. But if you hit it straight and it hit the club face straight, chances are you're probably in somewhat range, as long as you're not, your club ain't way open and way closed.
That's
You should.
and that's knowing your swing. I have a tendency to rotate my club face closed and hit it off the toe. So, just knowing your swing.
And let me tell y'all, blue collar birdie nation out there, let me tell y'all why that is. That's because my bro loves to watch. He loves to watch that ball fly through the air. So he'll come around there and that front foot goes flying out, bro. Because he wants to see the glory of that 300 drive that really was about 50 yards.
Yeah. Well, and here's for the people listening. If you want to see our swings, they are up right now on TikTok.
He's wrong for that, but yeah, they are.
They're up. They're up on TikTok right now. So if you
He's
go to
wrong.
Blue Collar Birdies Pod right now, they're on there. You should
We
check
can,
them out.
we can go ahead and have a vote. We can go ahead and vote, and see which one can get hated on the most.
It'd probably be mine, but we would like.
Mine's
Hey,
too.
go. I'll tell you what. Before you get done, what I want everybody to do at home, blue collar crowd here, go watch those videos and comment, whether it's on Facebook, X, even on TikTok, wherever you're watching it or seeing it. Comment who has the worst swing.
Yeah, and then if you're brave enough, if you're gonna talk all that smack about our swings, man, you better post up your own swing. If you're gonna
Tag us in it.
talk the talk, you better walk the walk, man. Let's see them. Let's see them $100 swings.
No, they're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, man. And talking about swings and driving, I was reading this little stat the other day, Cody. It said, according to the studies by the USGA and RNA, so that's the kind of the governing bodies, golf here in the States, golf basically elsewhere, the average length of drives for amateur golfers across all levels. This is men, women, seniors, whatever. The average drive is 215 yards. Now, in 2022, 2023, our good boy Rory McIlroy averaged 326 yards. So well over 100 yards on his drive. That is just ridiculous. Now, the women, 285. That's just wild to me, man. I mean,
but they're pros, man.
They're pros.
That's all they do. If you could quit your job, if me and you could quit your job right now and dedicate 8 to 12 hours of smashing golf balls all day. We could do it.
Oh yeah, I could totally hit 200 yards. I can hit 200 all
yards
day.
left.
200 yards, man. 200 yards all day. But yeah, and so with that, man, when you do get out there in the course, don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Move on up there to them front tees. Hey, Big Daddy Cat Williams said he does it. If you want you a birdie, move on up there to them front tees, man. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. And that way when the foursome playing behind you and they're sitting there watching you take 8 shots, to go 300 yards, move on up there. Move on up there. Keep it up.
Man. Yeah, you need to get up there and just, strut your stuff, bud.
Strut it, bro. Well, Carl, you got anything? You got anything else to add as far as budget wise stuff?
Think just kind of recap. I think box sets are not the end of the world. If you're a little bit more advanced, I think, maybe look into getting some more better stuff. More premium clubs. Check out Callaway Golf. Check out eBay. We didn't bring that up. I have bought clubs off eBay. Actually, my 3-wood that's in my bag right now, I bought off eBay. Just read the reviews, folks. You hear horror stories. I'm telling you, if they got bad reviews, it probably ain't gonna be good. So just read the reviews on that. I do think the little making your own ball markers and stuff, or using the tee if it's not in somebody's line of sight, I think that's good. Wildlight iron, I think we touched a lot of things. In this game, it is very expensive, and it can be discouraging. I know it was tough for us starting out because you really don't know. If you don't know, you're like, man, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? I think, if you're somebody new, this is from somebody new perspective. Golf is very expensive, can be very expensive, and we're trying to make it cheaper. Get you a box set. Make sure you like the game. I don't know why you wouldn't. I love the game. But I think you should try it out. And then if you, like I said, if you're the more experienced guy, you catch those deals at Dick's or Golf Galaxy, the PGA store, where you can buy maybe a new club, a more premium club, but at a discounted price. I mean, we're all in this crazy world of golf, just trying to make it, man. So I think,
100%.
Just get a deal where you can get a deal, and don't sweat over it. There's no sense of stressing over it. Deals are going to come. You can find them. Check Marketplace. I don't know if we brought up Facebook Marketplace. Just once again, just look at what you get. We don't want nobody to get ripped off. I don't want to tell you. I want 100 people in the comments saying, "Hey, Cody told us to look on Marketplace and this guy scammed me." Just make sure you're checking it out.
Yeah, use all the right tools, that's for sure, that are available to you. But you was talking about a little bit as you started kind of getting into that about kind of knowing what to do, as you progress through the course and stuff like that. So I think that would be a good one for us next week. If you want, getting into the rules of the game, the etiquette of the game, kind of the flow of the game, what's expected, for this new guy getting out onto the course. What do I do?
And I think we'll also look at the more advanced people. Somebody maybe not that our skill level's great, but somebody who's been playing it a little bit longer. Some course management tips. We may not go a whole lot into that. I don't know yet. How we're going to break this next one up, but that is something very important. I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but I think that for the average golfer, course management can really help. With that, and knowing etiquette. Even somebody like me the other day, I think we played, and I wasn't for sure on what the right call was. I think there was a hazard, and we kind of discussed it and looked into it. Even somebody as long been playing as long as we have, several years. I mean, I don't know everything. I don't know every rule, so it is
a lot of sections and subsections in that rule book about what you can and can't do. But if you have the general gist of the game and you stay honest to yourself and just have fun out there, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think 100%. You know, and don't worry about them old grouchy guys. They're out there everywhere. Just, you
Especially
know,
on Saturday afternoons. It seems like there are a few of these in, and they're coming up on you fast.
funny story to end this, and I think it'd be perfect for this. We played the old famous goat track one time, and we had some guys that we were playing in front of, and one of the guys come up and he was like, "Man, you gotta let us play through." And we were like, "Well, you know, y'all are still 10 off. There's no sense to let you play through. We're gonna have to wait." He's like, "No, man. Not only if you're gonna have to wait for us, you're gonna have to wait for another foursome behind us." And we were like,
Yeah,
and you know, it definitely got heated. We you know, both sides basically told each side where to shove it. Yeah. So just if you if you get out there, you know, just I don't know, have a good time. Screw them
yeah,
old folks.
yeah. Just let it roll off your back. Have a great
It's
time.
gonna happen. But just the funny part about that story is, you know, uh, when you look back at it, we kind of all laugh. Everybody got heated, you know, and you're like, "Ha ha, man." You know what? But this
Yeah.
is what I do on this podcast. I just ramble, so I'm sorry. I don't know why the people had to hear that god awful
No,
story.
man, that's good. It's good stuff. Because it just shows like the trueness of the game. Um, and I think everybody thinks they matter more than anybody else. Not everybody, but a lot of people have that perspective. And just having your calm and cool out there, you know, and letting that kind of stuff just roll on by. Literally, those people just roll on by. Uh, makes your day a lot on the course a lot better, for sure,
For
for
sure.
sure.
Well,
Man.
I'm happy for y'all guys coming in, Birdie Nation. It was nice talking to y'all.
Heck yeah, man, guys, keep coming back. Let us know what you want to hear. We're gonna keep coming at you. Hopefully, we're gonna have a little bit more energy as we go
Yeah.
along. You guys know how it is, man. You working 40, 50, 60, 70, however many freaking hours a week. You know, you just trying to live out there, and that's what we're trying to do. Just trying to live and kind of share our love of the game and have a little fun.
I'll keep it honest. We there's no fake stuff over here, so to speak. We you know, Asian intelligence is bad, but yeah,
Cody said he ready for a nap. I've
I'm
been
ready
over here
for
chugging
that.
coffee through this whole podcast, man. It ain't working. It
It
ain't
ain't
strong enough.
working.
I don't know what it is, but it ain't. But Birdie Nation, oh yeah, like Cody was saying, man, we're happy to have you every week right back here. Um, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. However you listen to your podcast, um, whatever way you get it, whether it be Spotify, YouTube, however you want to listen to it, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything that we put out. Um, and then, like you said, if you don't mind, we would love it. Leave us a review, whether on the form that you do, if it's in the form of a star, or if you want to give us a comment, good, bad, or ugly, we'd love to hear it. Because, like you said, not only does it help us in growing this channel, but it helps you and other golfers like you to find us.
Just make sure to check us all out. Like I said, once again on TikTok, um, Facebook, X. I almost said Twitter, but you know, check us all out on there.
You're okay. You're
There's a
still in
lot
the
more.
realm of it.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
in the realm.
yeah. Check it all out. If you like the content, like you said, like, share, comment. We really want to hear from y'all. You know, we're new to this podcasting, so we want to know what you think.
And don't forget, go and clown on Cody's swing more than you clown on my swing.
Ooh.
But
No, come on.
if you're gonna clown, you got to put up your swing too. You
That's
can't,
right. Put it
you
up.
can't, yeah, you can't be just
Hey,
kind of.
I'm kind of going off here. If we get enough people to submit swings in, we may
Yeah.
do a special episode where we talk about everybody's swings.
Oh
May
man, I'm down for
get
that.
enough.
I'm down
We'll
for that.
you know we'll get everybody out there. We ain't gonna put you on blast like that, but we'll just It's a good time, good vibes.
I'll just say how much better y'all's are than mine. 100%.
It's got to be better than mine.
All right, Birdie Nation. I'm Field.
Cody.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.